Everybody, Lisa Winston here, Authenticity Coach. I have an interesting day today. We were going to be interviewing Veronica, who is a beautiful bright light, but she had an emergency today and had some other opportunities for people to come in, and they also kind of disappeared randomly. So I tapped into my intuition, and my intuition said to do a self-interview today. So I'm very nervous to interview myself, but the episodes must go on. So I'm here today to let you know, apparently you need to know more about me. So you'll know about me, and then as the series goes on, you'll get to know about a lot of other people that I have a lot of really great people lined up. Today was just one of those days, you know, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And so that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I hope you're all having a really great day. And I don't know that this will necessarily be an hour interview today, but I'm going to go ahead and give you some background on myself, my passion and purpose. Again, this series is to interview beautiful, authentic people. Not that I'm, anyway, I don't want to go there. But anyway, I am authentic for sure. And I'm going to have fun with this. And the series is going forward. And again, the series is about interviewing people who are bright lights in the world, who are making a difference in the world, who are, genuine. They all have a story. We all have a life story. But people who have really worked through their challenges, cleared a lot of stuff, old stuff, who have really been able to step into a life of purpose and passion, and who have a heart to serve and are doing amazing things for the world and just touching other people with their authenticity, with their brilliance, with their beauty, with their love. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here to do. And when you're able to step into that space and find that space, and it is a process for most of us, magic happens, literally. I am watching right now magic happen. I'm a part of a business coaching group. And when you step out of your own way and you really connect to the love that you are, and you really take the action steps necessary to live your passion and your purpose, then literally magic starts to happen. But you have to surrender, step out of your way, and allow it to happen. So it's a really cool journey. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for all of these opportunities in business. We're told that when problems come up, and they always do, we have to find solutions. And so I trust that the universe is always bringing us the solutions that are just perfect for what we need at the time. And so without further ado, I'm going to get into my self-interview. This is a brand new thing for me, but hey, what the heck, right? We're just being authentic here. We're going to have fun with it, and that's what we're going to do. So, my name, Lisa Winston, and I'm going to give you some background on my history. I have a very interesting past, like all of us. We've all had challenges, and we've all done really gone through amazing things and come out on the other side. But not unlike everybody else, I had a pretty normal childhood, and I always knew as a child that I was special in some way, and I didn't know what that meant. I just felt like there was something about me that was different than everybody else, that I never quite belonged. And I attracted a lot of very strange situations from an early age into my life, unknowingly. I didn't know that it was equipping me for what was down the road, and helping me to become who, the fullness of who I am at this point. But I had some interesting molestation things happen when I was a child. I attracted some people, this guy next door who tried to kill me. I went through school, and I hated school. I could never focus, but I was very creative. I loved to sing and do art. And then when I got to be of college age, I experienced rape. After I got out of college, I went on the road. I'm a vocalist, and I sang in many bands. I've been singing for about 37 years. Also a band leader here in San Diego for about 16, 17 years. So music is a big passion of mine, but I went on the road. It was crazy, wild and crazy. We won't talk about those experiences. I did end up getting married. I got married twice, and I got divorced twice. I had a child. I have a 20-year-old daughter right now who's an amazing, brilliant, intuitive being, and I would love to interview her someday because she's fantastic. But I went through some abusive relationships, emotional abuse and physical abuse, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of unhappiness, knowing that I was somebody that was so much more, and not understanding why it was that all these things were happening to me and why I couldn't find my way out. I always was dedicated and devoted to spirit, God, whatever you want to call it. And then just to finish my journey, I also went through in 2007 losing my home, my total loss to wildfire in the Witch Creek fire here in San Diego. And 2 months later was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I went through surgery and radiation and treatment for that as well. So all of those things really propelled me into, I have to tell you, the fire and the breast cancer were amazing. I had never lived in the moment before. And when those things happened to me, I was living absolutely in the present, in the moment, day to day, not knowing, what was going to happen. I mean, pardon me, I moved 5 times, I think within a period of 2 months. And you had to live day to day and rebuild your life and go through all kinds of things. But it was really a beautiful experience for me. And I think that was the experience that really catapulted me, was a catalyst for me to move into greater things. Most of you know, or many of you know, that I lived in Malibu last year, moved up to Malibu, and I was doing intuitive coaching, and I learned some amazing intuitive processes. And in the process, I also went through 3 very brief soulmate experiences that were very painful, a lot of suffering, but I had a lot of attachments and they needed to be cleared. And, I have a little bit of a stubborn streak, just a little one, like most of us do. And we, a lot of times, are forced into, suffering in order to work it out. We either don't work it out or we do. But I was absolutely devoted to my journey, dedicated to becoming all that I am. And when I was a kid, I think most of my life I had anxiety and depression. I know a lot of you out there have that as well. And, it's funny because our family always said that it was, family hereditary due to our genes. And so everybody's on antidepressants. Well, I can't take all that stuff because I'm very sensitive, and I really don't do pharmaceuticals at all. I had done them briefly, but I just couldn't figure out why I suffered so much. I was just never happy. No matter what situation I was in, I attracted people who were not right for me. I attracted situations that created suffering. And, I just had a lot of suffering through most of my life. And then but again, I teach this in my coaching. You have to have a really tenacious spirit. And I will tell you about my coaching later towards the end of my interview. But you have to have, there's what I teach is called, there's a core fire within us. It's called Awaken your core fire. And a lot of people also refer to it as a core essence, but it's as a center, a space in the center of your being that is who you are. And it's beyond the, personality, the name, the titles, like your mom, your teacher, whatever you are. And we all have values, and we all have opinions, and we all have likes and dislikes, and that's part of it, absolutely part of it. But there's still this core essence of who you are as a spirit. You are, again, just to remind you, God in human form. You are a limitless being of potential and beauty, and you have everything within you that you need to create an amazing, blissful life. And frankly, when I was depressed and anxious, I thought that was a bunch of baloney. I couldn't find my way out. I did every self-help course on the planet. I bought every course. I attended every self-improvement, seminar that came along. I read every book. I actually had studied Qigong for many years, and I went to Minneapolis to study with my master, and I had done a lot of Qigong, which actually really helped me, my physical health, to balance, but it took a lot of time. It took a lot of hours and a lot of study and meditations, active exercises, and all that kind of stuff. And, frankly, most of us don't have a whole lot of time to do that. We're living our lives and we're working, and how do you fit it all in? So again, you can fit it all in. And again, I'll give you more information about that later at the end of this interview. But anyway, my whole entire life really led me to, and I really believe that all of us, it doesn't matter how rich you are, it doesn't matter how beautiful you are, it doesn't matter what circles you run in or what you do, or if you seem like you have a charmed life. Every single person on the planet comes in with their set of challenges. Everybody does. And that's just the way it is. It's, it's designed that way because, again, my friend Alita McDaniel, my precious soul sister, who has really been just critical in my forward growth and movement, and she's just a part of me. Even this morning, she was my excellent support staff this morning. So thank you, Alita. I love you so much. But anyway, everybody has challenges. Everybody goes through suffering. Everybody on the planet goes through it. And again, you have to have that tenacious spirit to rise above. You really do. And actually, I had a point to what I was saying about Alita, but I had a non-connected senior moment there for a moment, so I forgot where I was going. But anyway, you have to be incredibly tenacious. You have to be tenacious. You have to know that there's something within you. You have to want something greater. You have to have a vision for your life. And I didn't really have a vision. I didn't know where I was going. And I made some big decisions. I was in, after my two divorces, I went through a 15-year relationship that the person I was with was very responsible and all that, but there were some very toxic things about the relationship, and I was absolutely miserable. And I knew that if I had stayed, I would get cancer again and I would die, basically. So I made a choice, which was a really difficult decision to make. But my dad had died a very difficult death a few years previous. And so a lot of things were happening. You have to look at every single situation you go through that creates suffering. It's leading you, again, to greater things. And I remember my point. My point was that Alita and I had been talking about, we had a whole episode actually around remembering who you are, unlearning who you've learned to be, and stepping into who you are. And the thing is that, again, you come into this body, this physical existence, this illusion. It's really an illusion. We're actors on the one life of the stage of the one life. I was involved in something called concept therapy for years, where they showed a picture of like a projector, and you see the slides, and then you actually see the light that shines into the slides that makes those slides illuminate and come alive. And that's what's actually happening with us. This is an illusion. There's a light, and then there's a slide, a picture, the story of our life this time around. But it's not really real. It's just that it's helping us to experience the human aspects, to know the love that we are, to remember who we are. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, we are limitless. We are love. We are spirit. We are love. We are God in human form. And we come in and we have all this stuff happen. Why me? And of course, if you grow up in a very negative situation, you can stay in that. A lot of people do. That's why the prisons are full and stuff, because people believe that's who they are. They believe that they're less than. They believe that they're incapable. They believe that they're unworthy. They're not lovable. That they can't do any more than what they do, that they're destined to a life of nothing. And a lot of people believe in fate, and it's just not true. It's not true. You can rise above any situation. And that's why we have these coaching programs. It's not some magic pill, and it's not some, book that's going to just, you have to do the work. You have to be tenacious enough and want to go into something greater, move into something greater, have a greater purpose. We all come into this life with a greater purpose. We are here to serve others. We are here to love others. We are here to change the world. And when we change ourselves, that beautiful saying, if you want to see change in the world, you have to be the change yourself. And that's true. And the more that you change, and the more that you love, and the more that you grow, the ripple effect is huge. It goes out and it touches everybody, starting in your own household. I do this beautiful meditation every morning, and I actually include this as part of my my coaching program. But this change not only comes from a space of being tenacious and knowing that you're something greater and wanting something greater, no matter what your circumstances, no matter how much you've suffered, but there is this thing called love that we are in our hearts. We are spirits and we are love. The universe is love. And you may not believe that right now, but it is so true. And I experience it every day to such a degree that I cry all the time, because I feel so loving towards other people. And I get that love back. And the more love you become, and the more love that you give, the more love you receive back, and the more circumstances that you draw to yourself. that are just absolutely mind-boggling. And then you step into that magical space of creating miracles, creating love, attracting those people to you that need to hear your message. And then you go out and you start serving the world. You know, it's all experiential. I mean, the reason we go through these experiences is not only to remember who we are and unlearn who we are not, the teacher, the, you know, the perfectionist, the whatever labels that you give yourself. You know, we have to remember who we are. And this is all part of the beautiful process. And again, once you start connecting to the love you are, then you start serving your purpose in the world. And that is to connect to other people, to support and love other people, to encourage other people. And anyway, let me just give you a little bit of this meditation that I do every morning, because I think it would be really great for all of you who think that you need to sit down for, you know, a half an hour or an hour a day and meditate. That's not true. I don't have time to do that anymore either. I'm very busy. So what I do is I start my morning off, and before I get out of bed, and you can do this, it's very easy. You can sign up. I'm actually in the process of, on my website, redeveloping my my ebook, revising it, and my meditation. So if you sign up, you'll go on my mailing list. But as soon as those things are revised, I will send them to you. But just to give you a tidbit of how you do that, you get up first thing in the morning. I just put my hands out like this. I sit straight up. I set an intention. I thank the universe for the day. And then what I do is I close my eyes and I get into a space. You don't need music. You don't need anything. And you can take 5 minutes to do this if you want to. You can take 15 if it feels good. But I align myself. I literally close my eyes and I see spirit, divine spirit coming down through my crown chakra. And I actually see spirit spinning in a clockwise fashion, going through every crevice, every area of my head, through my head. And I always ask spirit to release anything that no longer serves me when it goes through my head and it goes through my body. The divine light is coming down through my crown chakra, through my body in a circular motion, and it's releasing everything that no longer serves me. And so I watch that go down through my neck, my chest, you know, my abdomen, my legs. And again, take as long as you need with that. It doesn't need to be quick. You know, 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can do a lot of connection if you really put your heart and soul into it. You want to really feel, you want to be centered and grounded for the day. That's what you want to do. So you continue to allow that to go down through your body, down through your body, down through your body, till you get to your feet. And then when you get to your feet, then you actually see roots going from your feet down into the center of the earth, down into Mother Earth, into the core of the earth. And so what you do is, at that moment, you send love. And as you do this, you'll generate love, you'll feel love, you'll become more love, and you'll have more love to give and more love that will come back to you. So you generate love from your heart space as best you can. And if you can't do it initially, you just think it. I'm sending love to Mother Earth. And you'll get to a point that you love Mother Earth so much that when you connect with her, you will be on your face in tears, and you will put your hands together in gratitude and thank her for her sustenance and for all she gives us and for all she does. And you will tell her you love her and you support her and that you wish nothing but the best for her, and that, you know, just send her all the love that you can. And so anyway, once you get to Mother Earth and you send her love and you have a conversation with her, even if it's brief, she will actually send you love back. And so again, until you learn to develop this, you just say, Mother Earth, could you please send me love back into my heart? So then you see Mother Earth sending love up through the core of the earth, up through those branches or roots that I told you about that go from your feet down into the core of the earth. You send those up through your body. Love, Mother Earth's love just comes up through, and it comes back into your heart. And you will feel such amazing love. I've done that so many times where I just started to cry. I just felt so much love and support. And at that point in time, you thank her. You feel it, you soak it in. And then I go one step further. I really believe, and this is part of my core fire meditation, because I believe it's absolutely critical. In order to connect to the love that you are, the essence that you are, you have to generate the feelings of love in your heart, and the feelings of gratitude, and the feelings of love for all things and all beings. And again, you have to understand, as you do this, you become it. You become who you are more and more. You connect with that. It's a ripple effect. It will go out and touch everything. And as it touches everything, it all comes back to you. And you will be absolutely blown away at how much love you feel and how many people who love you, support you, and that are come into your sphere, just people and opportunities to share love. And you will be filled with so much love. And you will not have people running into you in your cars, and you will not have bad situations or angry people surrounding you any longer, because when you become love, everything around you is absolutely brilliant and beautiful and bright, and you attract love to you. So anyway, in continuation to that meditation, now it may take you a few minutes, it may take you a little longer, and initially when you first learn how to do it, it may take you a little bit longer, but it's really worthwhile, and it's really worthwhile to get in the practice of doing it every single morning. I also tell people a lot of times to find a book that they love, I don't know, it can be about money or whatever it is, some kind of positive book. It can be from Abraham Hicks, it can be from Bob Proctor, it can be from anybody that you like that speaks to you. But it's always good to get a book too, first thing in the morning or sometime throughout the day, and just read a small passage that really speaks to your heart, because it really sets the tone for your day and for your thoughts. Because in reality, when The Secret came out, a lot of us said, hey, we're missing something, we get all this stuff, but we're not creating. Well, this is the key. All these things are the key. You have to become it. And as you become it, you attract it. And as you start thinking new thoughts, you attract new things. But anyway, just, read a couple of passages to get yourself in the mindset of being positive and thinking positively. We all have things that we have to overcome. I still have some self-talk that's not positive, and I have to reframe it. And I have some beautiful people in my life who remind me of that, every day. And so even though it gets annoying every once in a while, because we're always, when we're in the practice of trying to become love and become better, we're always in the practice of, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I saying? But it's a blessing when you have people and you're working in the business even of doing it, because you have a constant reminder, and you really need a reminder. And like I said the other day, you can have a rubber band around your wrist and snap it to remind yourself. I have a friend who puts affirmations in his phone, and it'll come up as a daily reminder, and he'll do the affirmation as it comes up. So there are lots of little tricks you can do. And again, I'll tell you, there are a lot of beliefs and stuff that we have to dig out from too. But these are just some exercises that really start to generate who you are. And so anyway, sorry, back to that. There's so much to talk about. Back to the meditation. So once Mother Earth sends the love back up into your heart, and you embrace that and you feel that and you love that. Now, the real key to this is getting to a space where you really feel that love from Mother Earth, and it's in your heart, and you feel it and you embrace it, and it's so powerful that it just blows you away, and you can feel it throughout your body. So at that point, what I do is then I start to ask for Spirit to take the love that I feel, that I'm feeling in my heart, and to spread it out into my household. And then I go one step further, and it goes from the household, out into the city, to my daughter, to my friends and my family that I love. And then I actually take time. And again, you can do this, and it can take you, half hour can take you 5 minutes. It depends on what you want to do. You can do it quickly, whatever you're feeling, whatever time frame you have. Don't make it about limits. Just do it. So then go from your city into your state. Generate feelings of love for all people in your state. All people in the nation. Go across the nation. I have family on the East Coast, so I send them love, friends and family all throughout the country. Then you go one step further. Then you go around the globe. You start sending love to all beings on the globe, so that they all may have joy and love, experience self-love, experience love and respect, and that they all have what they need. That it's just, and I have to tell you, one person who does this sends out a ripple that reverberates through the entire universe. And that's what I do. I go beyond the planet and all beings on the planet, and now I send that love out into the entire universe. And the interesting thing is that Spirit has brought me back, when I try to envision eternity or the universe, all the galaxies and solar systems and all the beings that exist, I send it to all of them. And to Spirit, I send love to Spirit, because Spirit created me, which is just phenomenal. It's fantastic. And then Spirit a lot of times gives me like this whiteout. I'll see a whiteout, you know, where it just comes back to this point. And I don't know exactly what that means, but that's what I get. And a lot of you will get your own image or picture of what it means for you. So it's a really powerful exercise. It's super powerful. And I have to tell you, I've been doing a lot of things that have led to where I am now. But in even just adding these love exercises and some of these other exercises, it's unbelievable how my life has started to shift. Because again, you know, when you are love, you get up and you feel love and you're joyful to go about your day. And you may have things that are, I'm busy, you know, and I get stressed out sometimes. I really do. And I have to center and ground myself or take a walk or breathe or have somebody say, you know, self-care. And I do that with my girls in the business coaching group too. You know, we're all doing this hard work 24/7. Everybody needs to breathe, you know, take a time out. Take a time out for self-care, because you're no good to anybody else if you can't, you know, take care of yourself. So we all get stressed out, and that's why we have tools. And there are so many tools out there. Find the ones that work for you. But I really found that if you'd make them a daily practice, and you can do yoga, you can do anything it is that you desire, stretching, what, you know, but always make sure that you do some form of meditation. And again, generating the love. And as soon as I have the meditations up, I hope that you all go to my website, which is listed below, LisaWinstonAuthenticityCoach.com, because my ebook, I'm revising a couple of chapters. I'm also revising the book cover, and the meditation, I really want it to set to music, but I'm not going to do it right at this moment because it's better in stillness. So, you know, get the tools, just start using them. And again, you can gather a lot of tools. I used to do that too, but it became too, you know, confusing for me. So I like to kind of focus in on my own stuff. You know, you're all intuitive. You're all spirit beings. You're all connected to the all-knowing mind. And so in reality, if you sit in stillness and you intend that spirit brings you whatever information you need in for the day, or if you want to, you know, you need some more information or a different tool, or you need to be led to a different person or, you know, process, intend that happens, and in that still time, and hold that intention, and it will happen. And I have to tell you, another huge thing for me has been intentions. The energies of this year are just phenomenal. You can't not attract things that you want in your life, good things, because everything is in hyperdrive. Everybody I know that has a mission, a power, you know, a purpose, a powerful purpose, and they're stepping into their message this year. They are in hyperdrive. Things are coming in. I mean, when you intend something, it literally comes in at lightning speed. I've had things manifest in a day. I've had things actually manifest in a few minutes. And even this morning, you know, I had my people lined up, and today became a very busy day, and emergencies happened and technical difficulties happened, and I'm still going to have all those beautiful people on, you know, later. But again, you have to embrace what our business coach always tells us. There are always going to be problems. There's always a solution. So if you freak out, which we all do, I was hyperventilating there for a little bit this morning, going, oh my God, I have this whole thing going forward with Veronica, and now I have two people who weren't able to make it. And so that's when I literally said to Spirit, what is it you want me to do? What is the message? And even if you don't know what the message is, I mean, why would I interview myself other than to introduce myself to you in a big way? Spirit said to me, do a self-interview. And I said, okay. So when stuff comes to you, you know, make it fun. You don't always know where it's leading. You don't always know what it means. Like for me, you know, I used to be afraid of, even being a singer for 37 years, I was still afraid of being visible and speaking my voice and being my true self. And actually, I used to get really nervous when I'd have to sing by myself. I was great when I had a group of guys around me, but when I was by myself, I was terrified. You know, that's being vulnerable and transparent, a lot of visibility. And I've gotten beyond that now because I've been forced to. And even today, you know, it's not my cup of tea to really interview myself, but what the heck? I've become my authentic self. And I have to tell you this, and I hope that none of you take this from an egoic space, because it is not meant that way, and it is not coming from ego whatsoever. Once you step into that space of self-love and loving others and attracting situations to you and getting your message out into the world and serving, once you become that, you learn to love yourself. And that's what becoming authentic is all about. Authenticity is connecting to, again, your core essence, your core fire, your beingness, who you are at a core level. And I have a gift, and sometimes I think it's a curse. I can actually see people's souls. I see them, for who they are on the outside, but I literally can see their souls. And it's been really difficult because some people are not in a space, they're not living from that space. And I see how absolutely spectacularly, stunningly beautiful they are. And it absolutely touches my heart, but it breaks my heart, when they believe that they're not worthy, that they're not beautiful, that they're not capable, that they're just so much less than they are because they don't understand that that's not who they are. So connecting to your core essence, your core being, your core fire is the most amazing, important thing that you could ever do while you're here on the planet. Even just talking about this gets me emotional because I used to hate myself. I used to think I was ugly. I used to think that I was incapable. I needed validation from everybody. I looked for men who would fill the void. Kind of like I was looking for my dad or something, something I didn't get as a child. But I was always looking for validation. I was always needing someone to tell me I was okay. And then when people would tell me I was okay, I wouldn't believe it anyway. When I was a kid, I did these art projects because, I'm a teacher, I'm a singer, I am a musician, I'm an artist. I am so many different things. It's crazy. But I would do these pieces of art, and my dear precious mother would, when I bring them home, she would say, "Oh, that's beautiful." And I would win awards at school. And people are like, "Oh my God, wow." I do copper etchings and all kinds of cool things. And you know what's funny? I never believed any of it. I thought I was terrible. I actually gave up my artwork for a really long time until I started connecting to my core essence. And I was able to, last year, produce 31 watercolor illustrations for a children's book, an enlightened children's book, because I allowed it to come in. I allowed it to flow through. And I had a lot of resistance. I had to practice it. I had to set an intention. And I had to release a lot of stuff around my feeling incapable of actually creating any kind of artwork. So when you look at the Michelangelos of the world and the musicians who are phenomenally talented and producing, music that's just out of this world, and people who do a lot of other things. I am absolutely grateful to know several people who are these adventure racers. Actually, the girl that I was going to have on today is an athlete and does that. And also, I know a woman named Robin Benincasa, who I actually met through my business coach. She did a seminar, and I've been in touch with her. She's an adventure racer athlete, like Olympic athlete, and they have to push through a lot of things, to become who they are. And they do these supernatural feats. But again, we have to have an intention. We have to know we can do it. We have to have a vision. We have to have tenacity in order to move forward and to do those things. But again, it comes from a deeper space. It comes from a deeper space. All art, all music, all miraculous feats, all, these Mother Teresa, all these people who give and love from the heart and do these amazing things for other people and provide things. It comes from the core essence, the core fire, from the love that you are. Again, your love and light, your being that's love and light. That's what you are. If you're not connected to that, you're disconnected from everything. You can't give from your heart. You don't want to give. You're miserable. You're really of no value to the planet whatsoever. I went through years and years of not feeling like I was valuable because I never wanted to serve. I never served. Rarely did I ever serve. I gave of myself and I volunteered here and there, but I never really wanted to serve. I thought it was worthless, because I was so self-focused, because I was so miserable. And when you're miserable, all you're doing is serving yourself. You're not serving anybody else. So it actually is worth your while to release all the things that no longer serve you and to become the beauty that you are. And when you connect with that fullness, you become the fullness, the absolute fullness of who you are, and then some, because you step into your true self, your true authentic self. And again, you're a being and you have aspects. Authenticity includes opinions, personalities, likes and dislikes. You know, your tats, your mohawks, your Pippi Longstockings, what you like to eat and drink, the kind of people you like to hang out with, the music you like, what you do for a living. It's all a part of who you are. But do you shine as an authentic self? Are you absolutely, authentically spectacular and beautiful? Are you? Because that's who you are from a core level. That's where your light comes from. Do you ever see people who are connected to their authentic selves and they're a light? They're an absolute light. I have the pleasure of knowing somebody who I'm going to interview when he's ready. He's here in San Diego. His name's Sam Diego, and it's really Sam Miha. But anyway, he is a beautiful being who gives up himself absolutely, completely, selflessly to causes for children that have cancer. And he's there for the kids. And I met him when I was singing years ago. He looks a lot like Johnny Depp, and he used to do Pirates of the Caribbean, and he would come dressed looking like Johnny Depp and all that. But he kind of morphed into, he has a charity called Sons of Charity. I'm just going to give him a plug because I love him so much, and I love his vision and his mission and all the people that are surrounding him and that support that charity. And although again, we all have our hang-ups and our doubts and our thises and our that's, when you connect to your love space, when you really get right with who you are and why you're here on the planet, you are able to give from such an amazing level and do such amazing work. And you'll have people who love you just because they love you. And you will start to love yourself and see the value in who you are. And it's not about what you do. It's about who you are, the essence of who you are. And again, I don't know if I can really explain that because you have to step into that space. It's a space of peace and contentment. It's a space of total comfort and knowing. It's a space of, when you love yourself and you love others, 100%, genuinely, authentically, your light shines. You are a beacon of hope and light to other people. And that's, again, why I have this show, because I want to bring those kind of people to you. I want to bring people to you that are fun and, funky, and they do their own thing and all that. But I want to bring people to you also that have a heart and that are connected to their heart center, that are serving a greater purpose, or they're on a mission, to serve their purpose. They're on a journey to serve their purpose. So being authentic is one of the most amazing things you can do. It is a process. It is a process. But remember, we all have stories. We're all light beings, God in human form. And we come into this planet, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I do as well. I help people to clear limiting beliefs, because we acquire beliefs from our parents and our grandparents and society. And you look at mass consciousness, even just the idea about getting older. I just turned 56 years old. I'm not afraid to say it, last week. And you know what? I feel, since I've stepped into my authentic self, I feel 20 years younger. I do things that I would have done 20 years ago. I am busy like I should have been 20 or 30 years ago. And I'm finally serving my purpose and moving towards a mission of serving humanity and changing the world. And that mass consciousness that says that when you're in your 50s, you're getting old, or when you're 60 or 70, you're worthless, you're old, you're wrinkled, you're ugly, you've served your time, you're now going to be discarded. And now, you need to also get sick, and you need to be on pharmaceuticals and sitting at home playing, solitaire in a wheelchair. And then all of a sudden you're going to go into, a home, and then you're going to wait to die. Well, guess what? That is a lie. That's a lie. I'm not going to do it. Do you really want to do that? No, of course not. Step into your authentic self, because once you do that, remember, you're an eternal being. You're a limitless, eternal being. And so when you step into the love of who you are ageless, you're timeless, you're limitless. If I showed you pictures of myself, 5 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me, because I'm not the same person. I looked old and tired and sick. I'm like I was ready for death, 5 years ago, and I was miserable. And I don't even recognize that person anymore, because I'm not that person inside or outside. Who doesn't want that? Does it take work? Yeah, it takes work. You got to get beyond the limiting beliefs that you've acquired, the mass consciousness beliefs that swirl around out there that you're bombarded with every day. You have to change your thinking. You have to do self-care, and you have to do meditation. You have to be tenacious in wanting to change from a heart space. You have to want to change from a heart space. And, if you don't want to do it, there's no judgment here. I send you love. I send you all the love. But, we've got this one life to live, and you might as well enjoy what you're doing while you're on the planet. And you might as well connect to other people. I was an introvert for years. Thought I was an introvert, and I didn't like people, and I didn't want to be around people. But guess what? I didn't like me, and I didn't like my life, and I didn't know who I was, and I wasn't connected to my core space. And everything changed when I went on that journey. And yes, I suffered, and yes, I worked hard, and yes, I worked with a lot of coaches, and yes, I did a lot of things, and it was steps. It was, a process. But when I finally reached a space, now again, we are all growing constantly, because when you're done growing in this lifetime, you leave the planet. So clearly I have more growing to do, but once I reached a certain space of really knowing who I was and loving myself, everything changed. I wanted to be with people. I loved myself. I may look in the mirror and go, hey, I got some wrinkles, whatever. You know what? But the more you do this, actually, the younger you look. It's crazy stuff. The more I want to reach out and help other people. The more you want to give, the more you want to serve, the more you want to find what your message is. Everybody has a message. What is it that you do that the planet needs? Every single person comes in, whether it's singing a song, writing a book, helping somebody at the grocery store with their bags. It doesn't have to be big. What do you have? Are you an encourager, a supporter, a lover? Are you a teacher? What is it that's in your heart? What's your message? Stepping into your true authentic self will bring that forward for you. And again, you have to want it. You have to ask for it. You have to align with it and be your beautiful, loving self from heart space. Your whole entire life will change. Your life becomes full, really full. Yeah, I used to think a long time ago that, when I died, nobody would be at my funeral. That's what I thought. Yeah, well, guess what? I don't care if anybody shows up to my funeral. We don't need to have a funeral. We can have a celebration day. Sprinkle my ashes at sea. But you know what? I have so many people who love and support me. I have so much love in my life. I don't even know how to handle that much love. I don't know how to handle that much love. But what I do with it is I give out to other people. You give out from your store, what's in your heart. And that's what this is all about, people. This is the time. The energy of the planet is not so gently nudging you anymore, but moving you towards your message and your gifts and your authentic self. You have a gift. You're here to serve. You're here to love. You're here to enjoy life. That's what you're here for. So I absolutely send love to all of you, and with the hopes that you really want to do this. You can contact me. You can contact anybody. There are a lot of beautiful coaches out there, people doing this, connecting you to your true selves. Start reading, start doing meditations. Sign up for my meditation and my ebook, and as soon as I have it finished, it won't be for a little while, but as soon as I have it finished, I'll send it to you. It's a start. Start asking the universe to show you your authentic, beautiful, shining, brilliant self. Ask what your mission is. Ask what your vision is. Ask how that can come forward. Ask for the strength and the courage to get through the challenges, because there will be challenges. Some of them really suck. They're really big. Like when my dad passed away, it was the most painful month of my life, and I thought I was going to die from it. But there was a lesson in that as well. Every heartache is heart expansion. Every heartbreak is heart expansion. The more you love, the more you walk through those open doors, and you have to walk through them. Don't ever say no to an open door. Don't ask where it's going to lead. Just walk through it. When you walk through it, even if it leads to heartbreak or loss of any kind, it doesn't matter. Walk through it. It's for your growth. The only way you can learn this stuff is through experience. It's the only way you can learn. And as those experiences go forward, it becomes easier and easier. The love starts to build. You become more loving. You become a vessel of love and light. You find your message. You're the messenger. You're the vessel. And that's how you do it, one day at a time. releasing the limiting beliefs, stepping through the doors, having the experiences, wanting more, wanting to be connected to the all that you are. You are not here to go to work 9 to 5, sit down on the couch, have a beer and watch television and go to sleep and wait to die. That's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. And if that's what you want to do, again, no judgment. But wow, you will be amazed when you find out who you really are from an amazing space. So I told you a little bit about myself, and I also got a really beautiful opportunity to share about authenticity and about my journey and about what it really means. And I have to let you know again that when I was starting this journey years ago, I was not unlike so many of you who did every self-help course on the planet and nothing changed. Or so I thought. I didn't get it. I didn't get the secret. What's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? What's happening? It took years and years for me. And it doesn't have to take you years, but it's a process. Don't give up. You remember that little, I talked to my friend Alita the other time we had a chat together on an interview about, I think in The Secret, it shows a plant that's getting ready to come up through the surface of the soil. It's right below the soil. And it's ready to break through the soil and become a plant. And they always say, don't give up, because, you know, it's ready to break through. Just when you think nothing's happening, it's getting ready to break through. And the truth is that my, the plant being under the soil and getting ready to break through seemed like it lasted, 20 years, whatever. So I used to say, this is baloney, it's never going to come up. It's never going to happen. This is all baloney. But the truth is that it's getting ready. It's preparing, it's under the soil. It's getting the nourishment and the nutrients, and it's getting what it needs so that when it comes through the soil and it breaks free and breaks through, it's going to be this magnificent plant, this magnificent being. And that's what you are. You're a work in progress, and you're magnificent. And if I saw you at a soul level, I would cry, because, and I'm going to cry now. Every person on this planet is a fantastic, beautiful, brilliant, amazing, magnificent soul of limitless beauty and light and potential, here to serve the planet. That's what I see. I see that in you. And that was within, within me as well. That's the truth of who you are. You don't see it, but it's true, because that's the essence of who you are. That's your core fire. That's your core essence. That's your authenticity. So I really hope that today's conversation with me, with myself, somehow sparks you to want to do better, to be more, and to fully step into who you are, even if it's a process, even if it's journey. We all are in the mode of wanting a quick fix. My computer internet, is so fast now, but it's not fast enough. Everything takes time, and every single thing that happens to you, every challenge, every good thing, every bad thing, we're not supposed to judge. Things just are. Everything that comes to you is an opportunity for your growth. Every single thing. Don't bypass it. Don't judge it. Don't say you wish you didn't have it, because if you don't have the experiences, you can't grow. If you've never hated someone, you don't know how to love someone. If you never have pain, you really don't know what joy is. You have to have the yin and the yang. That's the way it goes. It's a balance. It's a beautiful balance. And it's experiential. We came here to experience and remember who we are at a soul level. We have to remember. We've forgotten. We're born, we learn a lot of stuff that isn't true, and we've forgotten who we are. And just remember today, if you don't walk away with anything else, remember, you are a brilliant, brilliant, beautiful, capable, priceless treasure of a being at a soul level, because that's your core essence. You are not this. You are not this. You're so much more. And I can't wait to see what you're going to do and how you're going to serve the world. And each person who steps into that authentic space serves the world in a big way and changes the world. You want to see people stop suffering in other countries. You want to see people with food. You want to see abuse and violence stop. Start with you. Love you. Step into your heart space. send that love out to the world, and the world will change one person at a time, one ripple at a time, one moment at a time. It's a very worthwhile cause, and it's very beautiful. So on that note, I'm going to end. I can't believe I almost went an hour. Wow. Thank you for joining me. I hope next week I will be back east taking care of my mother, spending time with my mother. I'm going to try to do my interview. I have some really great guests lined up for the next, oh gosh, several months. I think I have so many people who are amazing that I can't wait to share. So we'll see about next week. We'll see what happens since I'm out of town, but I'm going to try to do it because I think it's really important for you to be inspired by the people that come to these interviews, because they're just brilliant examples of authenticity and service and love and light. But anyway, you can reach me again at Lisa Winston, AuthenticityCoach.com. My phone number is on the website. My email is thebeautyofauthenticity@gmail.com. You can reach me there. If you have any questions, you can post them on my YouTube underneath this, and I'd be happy to answer, or you can send me a private email, and I'd be happy to answer that as well. And I really thank you again for allowing me the honor of sharing space with you and sharing my life with you, my journey, and my acquired wisdom that I've gotten over the years, in order to help all of you. Anyway, I look forward to hooking up with all of you and joining with you again. You guys have a really fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on our next interview. Okay? Namaste.